Hello, guys. Welcome back to our daily stock market insights with Miss JD. And today is technically June 16th, 2020. But before I sign off and sleep, I'd like to, of course, grant your request, especially for those people who watched our first part today where I covered these stocks. And you also dropped a request, and I'm granting it now. We're going to review your requested stocks so that we are all ready by tomorrow. Okay, so if this is your first time to watch our video, I'm inviting everyone to please support our channel by subscribing and, of course, by hitting the notification bell so that you're always updated whenever we have videos. Okay, so let's get right into the stocks you have requested. So we are now covering part 2 for our June 15 episode. Okay, June 15. So HLCM. All right. Oops, sorry. Let's go back. HLCM. Oh no, what's this? Okay. Anyway, we're still sitting for HLCM for today. We are still sitting at the support area. Okay, this is still considered support, so tomorrow could be a make or break day because while we do flat line over here, moving sideways, our RSI is already giving us, some momentum build up at this point. So let us see also if this kind of candlestick shows at the support level, that means that's a hammer and that's a bullish candlestick. When it shows up at the support area. So tomorrow is going to be, we have to observe how the market performs tomorrow because um, if the sentiment or the price starts around this level, 747 or 744, and most of the action happens on the upside, that means our insights are correct. Indeed, this is already a bounce. Another thing that makes me say that it's going to be more on the bullish side is that we have foreign buying that happened today. Okay, wow, this one as well, the bull and bear meter, but I don't really use this. But this is just the last element that confirms our speculation. Okay, so we're just speculating at this point based on um, the indicators that we have here at the moment. So we're currently doing sideways, and our RSI is starting to create some momentum. Therefore, we want to watch what we want to closely monitor what happens around 744, 747. VITA. VITA, there's a slight overshoot here at the few cents below the MA20 line. However, there's a support also within this range. So could be two things, right? It's also possible that we might trigger a possible bounce tomorrow because this is an area where you had some consolidation at this level. So it might respect that. I'm just going to plot just in case it dips some more. Let's plot 0.76 as the next area of possible bounce. Currently, overall, my take here is that we're still on a sideways movement here. So if you can try to haggle around 0.80, and then if that breaks down 0.76. So if let us say you're going to have, how far is this? So it's still, if you're going to have like 7% threshold for your cut loss, I think you will not be kicked out if you enter around 0.80 and then establish around 8% stop loss or 8% stop loss. That way, if it hits first area of support and then second area of support, you're still safe. you will not be kicked out. Okay, so that is if you want to make sure you're able to enter here and have a threshold of uh, tolerable risk at this level and still be part of the trade. Okay, so or if you want just be for more conservative people, they can enter around 0.76 and establish around 3.69 probably, or 3 to 4 cut loss level threshold. So it all depends. What can be okay for me may not be okay for you, but may also be okay for the other people who are in the long term, who has long term perspective towards VITA. Because overall, if I'm going to talk to investors right now, this will really look attractive for them. As you can see here, this is way below. Actually, this is, look at that. It's like it's reset. It's a reset of the price. It went back to the price range for so many years here. So still at a very cheap level, and I'm already in the monthly chart here. So if I'm to go back on the daily chart, this is already a super sale, right? For those people who are looking at it as an investor. IRC. IRC also is okay. I think we still have a trend line here, but let us see if it will respect this trend line. Okay, around that level. So if this sustains, then we still have you can do trend following trade here. So this will serve as your support, and this could serve as your resistance. Um, However, if I'm to look at it, the nearest resistance here is really at this level. So if it goes up here, I have a feeling that it will reach this level, and most likely you might experience some difficulty breaking that. Okay, because you already have one, two, three, four, five. I'm not, if I'm to use Elliott wave, but I'm not really an expert in Elliott wave. But the reason why I said that it might, okay, if it will respect this level, it will go up, but it will challenge this area first. It will try to break this level because you had your resistance here. So when it reaches this area, we can touch base again, and then let's see how your candlestick will look like. And if a red candlestick gets formed at this area, then that's something I have to uh, recommend that you stay away, or probably start taking profit if you have already entered somewhere here at the support level. So again, tomorrow could be, two things could happen here. You might have a price that will start lower than the yellow line here, and if that happens, then you will have a shift in direction now, most likely. Okay, you might have a downtrend now, but if it respects that and starts higher than this trend line here, then chances are it will continue to move higher, and by the time it reaches the 0.93, that's again another subject to talk about. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Next would be ACEPH. Okay, I like this candlestick for ACEPH. It is a bounce for me. Okay, but if people will be taking profit, and yeah, because some might, okay, in a day there will be fluctuations in the price, and sometimes it will just retest your support area in the area where we plotted it. So I'd say if you want, just anywhere between 2.14 and 2.23, if you really want to get in, go ahead and do that. So far, this is the support that we see. You have your resistance right here. So, and then the nearest resistance that I can plot here would be this level. So you can probably do range trade if you like. That is if, of course, yeah. I think for me this is already a good bounce for this stock. It just haggle for a few cents if you like. How will let us say you were able to haggle halfway up to here? That is a good 8% increase. But I'm not saying you exit right away. The only time you exit here is if you see a sign of weakness. For example, this red candlestick or this red candlestick. So that already signifies that the market is having a difficult time breaking the resistance, and it's trying to go back again to the previous support. Okay. So I think that is our ACPH. FNI. FNI is also retracing at the moment, but so far it has respected your MA20 line. So if this is not broken, if we still respect that MA20 level, then we're still good. Okay, right now I'd like to plot our support in that level because you see this used to be your resistance here, resistance over here, plus of course your MA20 sitting right there. So if we get a bounce at that level by tomorrow, then that's a good entry actually. Maybe what I can recommend here is just observe how the market performs the entire day, and before it closes, then you will have more conviction on whether to already get in or not yet, because most likely the sentiment is 90% done by that time, like an hour before closing time, because you will most likely know whether most of the action happens below 0.81 or higher than that. So that's what you call end of day trading. They try to observe first what happens the entire day, and they enter uh, right at the last few minutes before the market ends. Pizza. As for pizza, looks interesting as well. Could be a bounce here, a slight overshoot at the beginning of the market, but it managed to recover um, over there. So let us see if tomorrow we start higher than 6.17. Most likely, then you will have a bounce there. Okay, so I'm pegging our support at the 6 peso level because you have this. Okay, so it's an area, could be a little lower or just plotted right at the MA20 line because anyway, it's an area. So we're currently sitting at that level, which is a support level. Okay, overall, look at that. Okay, so if I'm to plot a trend line here, from here to here, we still have a trend line. Yeah. So if it still follows and respects that, so that's good. But for now, this is the support that I see because of this. So for those people who don't like to see that, because we're just used to doing this, just use the 5.93 as our possible support. Okay, so there could be bullish movements for tomorrow. This one, 1.55, it's uh, a validation that foreign buying is already happening for this stock because overall it's really at a cheap level. Your bottom here is around 4.54, and where are we at in terms of potential? Look at that. At one point, it even reached $17. No, 17 pesos. And even if you'll just aim somewhere 12 to 14, that should already be very, very promising. Okay, but for me, I think this setup right now is really looking attractive. MRSGI. As for MRSGI, I don't like this. I don't like the candlestick today. Okay, let's see how it behaves when it touches this level here, or actually here, very close, because you have a support formed here. One, oops, this level, became a resistance here. So resistance here. So we might see a possible movement there, like a bounce. But let's see if you think one more day. By tomorrow, I have a strong feeling it will touch 1.49. And foreign buying happening today. Okay. So if you want to haggle some more, I'd say 1.49 would be your best bet. But um, be extra careful, because once it triggers this lower Bollinger Band, it might create a drop again, and this will be tested. It might create a double bottom. So try to observe because you're very, very near your support. But sometimes, a support can be broken. So let us see if green candlestick. So it's make or break day. Could be. Yeah, it's a make or break day tomorrow. 149 as a possible area of bounce. When it dips, it might go back to 1.50. Cebu Pacific. Cebu Pacific might still continue to go down. I see MA20 right here. Let's see the weekly chart. Oh, yeah. Because you see this MA20 line? Last week it respected that. It acted as a resistance. And we ended the week with a bearish candlestick. This one. So I think this week could be a bearish week for all of us. There was a support over here. So you might have some fluctuations within the week, but at one point this week, 38.94 will be tested. So if I will go back to the daily chart, yeah, it's right over here, actually. So there, this level will be tested again, 36.46. Okay, so be extra careful. We might have some bounce happening here, but within the week, I feel that it will retest this level. So I'd say just be extra careful or try to look for other stocks first to engage in. I know Cebu Pacific will have its own perfect timing. It's just a matter of time because we're very near the bottom. We're actually moving just within the bottom area. Okay, so if some of you already have entered here, uh, just wait for it. It will most likely move higher because operations starting, or we already have flight schedules, right? If you check their website, they already have flight schedules. It's just that how fast can revenue pick up? That's a bigger question because they might have, passengers might not be that much yet because no one's interested in going somewhere. But it's a basic need for some people, not naman basic need. Um, the business model itself, it's something that it will really exist either way because we have family members in the different areas of the country, right? So at one point, people will really have to use airline companies to go to places, even if we're not talking about vacation, just for the purpose of going back to your family members, or you have business deals in other areas of the country or even the world. So I'd say the airline business will still be there, but the loss that they had during the pandemic or during the quarantine period, it's a big loss that they have to recover. And definitely sentiment right now is more on the bearish side because uh, not everyone is into traveling yet, but they will definitely recover. MBT. MBT, oh no, it's trying to go back again. I think banks are retracing overall. Even BDO in our previous insights or video, BDO is also doing the same. Okay, so this is our support at the moment. We're just plotted at the MA20 line. Um, let's see if it will create a bounce right at that level. Because normally when you're moving higher than MA20, when it dips, it lands at the MA20 and bounces at that area. But look how promising this setup as well is because you're very near the bottom. Okay, so very so far MBT is one of the many companies. Look at that. Oh yeah, it's annual earnings, so I didn't see any Q1. Okay, at least for Q1, it only experienced a negative 8.93% dip in their income or revenue, unlike other companies where it really experienced massive loss in revenue. So very strong company. It's just that the sentiment right now is more on the bearish side. Maxis. Maxis, I think, is just doing sideways here. We just need good volume. But hey, look at that. There's foreign buying happening. So I feel there's a big possibility that this stock is going to respect. Looks like it has already manifested. It will respect MA20 line and then it will continue to move higher. So I'd say if you want to haggle, 5.82 would be a good entry. Anywhere from the area from the price that we have at the moment, 5.91 to 5.82 is already a good entry. CHIB. Oh no. Still sitting at the MA20 though. But unless we see a green candlestick forming at this level, probably starting at 19.68 and the sentiment goes higher, that's the only time we can say, okay, good to buy. But if tomorrow, because we're just sitting right at the MA20 and that's a support area, okay? So once we see that green candlestick coming out, then good. But if it breaks down further, the next support would be 18.85 or 18.81 because we see this, okay? What about fruit? Fruit broke the MA20 line. You might see some more dips here. Let's use this as our support, 1.20. It might just create a double bottom right here. So when it reaches 1.19, try to observe if you still have the same pattern on your RSI. So double bottom, and then RSI is much higher on the second point right here, then that's bullish divergence. Okay, so if only it maintains the same look as what we have right now, when price reaches 1.19, then that's a good signal. Okay, and we're not that far from where it is at right now, so I think it will just move within that range and then bounce again. Okay, there still, good potential still. Okay, all right, so those are the stocks you guys have requested, and always remember that um, this is just like journaling for me. I hope you're learning something from my discussions here, but your trade or my trade or the way I trade the market may not be your game. Okay, I am more of a position trader, but I have no idea on what your objective is, why you are entering the market. So my recommendations may be true or good for someone, but may not be good for you. Because first of all, always remember that you have to remind yourself on what your purpose is, why you entered in this stock. Because um, for an investor at this point, let's use fruit as an example. They don't care. A few cents difference for them will not matter because they have a wider horizon in terms of outlook. We're looking at years of being invested in this company. So a slight difference because they don't really have the time to watch the market by the minute. This area is already okay. But for traders, for instance, position traders, they would like to enter very near the support, and they also would like to see some validation first, like a green candlestick to show up before they enter. Those things. Some people are also more into uh, trend following. They only enter when they see confirmation that there's a higher high and a higher low that validates an uptrend. Once they see that, then that's the time they enter. So there are different games here. So all you have to do, my recommendation is, if you're a consistent follower of our channel, my recommendation is you watch our videos today, and then you trade. Of course, you trade the market, and then you watch the video again once the market is over, so that you just get the best practices. I know in my previous videos I did that myself, and I'm so glad that each time, as I progress in my daily insights habit, our accuracy rate becomes better and better. The reason for that is I get best practices from my previous insights, I apply it in my trades, and then, you know only get the ones that are beneficial for you. I'm already having tongue twister. Okay, so um, thank you guys for always supporting our channel, and so far I am so happy that our community is starting to grow. And thank you for the messages you've shared to me, that you guys always inspire me to continue whatever I'm doing. As long as I have that one person watching my video, I will not stop. This is my way of paying it forward, because when I started, no one taught me this. It's only in YouTube that I got learning materials, right? Thanks to these people who engaged in the stock market earlier than we did, we learned something from them. So for me, this I'm not a guru, okay? This is just my journal, and I'm involving you in my journey. So thank you guys for watching. Okay. Feel free to drop a comment if you have other requests for tomorrow, then I can prioritize your request. Okay, whoever drops a comment first, then I will definitely prioritize you. First come, first serve. Okay, in the meantime, you guys take care. Okay, good night, good morning, and good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you. Bye bye.